What's your name?
Kalavi. I'm 34.
My name is Ishmael and I'm 29.
So as we saw on the show, you guys did end up matching. And the question that is on everyone's mind, since you guys have matched, have you gone on a date?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
We had a
We
date. Can you guys let me know how the date went?
It wasn't necessarily what I expected. We did not go to a rooftop. No.
Okay. Was there anything like that happened or you saw something that would make you think like, oh, this is all he can do right now?
I wasn't expecting him to pull up in the car that he pulled up in.
What's wrong with the car?
And what kind of car do you have?
Honda Accord,
What year is it?
2008.
So it was the car that I had like when I was like younger. I think I was like 18 or something like that. But then I get in the car, he turns up the music, but he turned up the music on the speaker system on the car. He turns up the music on a Bluetooth speaker that's sitting in the middle console of where we are. Like
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
a Bluetooth speaker, a big box Bluetooth speaker.
Can I ask you a question? Where is that Bluetooth speaker? Is it still alive? I want to ask you, do you still have that Bluetooth speaker? Can we see it so we can actually see what it looks like?
Shout out speakers.
Shout out the speaker.
Oh,
That's the Bluetooth speaker, y'all. You feel me? It wasn't no small, that is that big boy.
wow.
What's your name?
Kalavi. In my 30s. I'm 34.
Or did you want to say your age? And what do you do?
I'm a photographer. I have a business and I teach it at a high school as well.
And what do you look for in a guy?
Somebody that's cool, down to earth, has a plan, willing to build and grow.
So what do you like to do for fun?
Go-kart racing, traveling, just random things. I'm very open to trying new things. So that's kind of my thing this year.
Okay. So we did get a balloon popped over here. Let's go ahead and go on over there and see what's going on.
I pop my balloon because I think we're in two different spaces in our lives. I'm 27, she's 34. I don't know if realistically I'd probably be able to take care of her. I don't know.
And now, is he your type? If he were to approach you, is that something you'd go for?
So far, I only know that he said he's 27. I would kind of go off of that. I wouldn't just go off of just his age.
And then what about for looks? Like, is that something that matters to you in any way?
It does, but it doesn't. It's not the first thing that I go for, but it definitely matters. I do have to be attracted to you.
Got it. Okay. And are you attracted to him?
I think he's attractive. I think he's a handsome. I like his skin tone. Chocolate's always good. So.
All right. So we do still have quite a few balloons left unpopped. Did you have a question that you wanted to ask over to the guys to help you narrow it down for yourself?
Do any of you want children or have children already?
I want kids. I want at least about 3, and I don't have none yet. I want to wait till I get married.
My name is Ishmael and I'm 29, and I have a 7-year-old daughter. You don't have any kids?
I don't.
Okay. But yeah, I got a 7-year-old daughter.
I don't have kids. I do want kids in the future.
Of course I want kids. Ideally, like 3, 2 or 3.
Do you have any currently?
None.
Okay.
I do have a son. He's 2 years old.
Do you want more?
Yeah.
You don't seem too
Yeah. It depends on the mindset, though. You know what I mean? Because you just can't have kids with everybody. I mean, you got to find that right one.
Fair enough. I like that response.
Daryl, 33, and I got 2.
For the guys left, do you want me to go ahead and ask a question for you to help you narrow it down, or did you have another one?
You can ask one.
Okay. What are 3 words that your family would use to describe you?
Energetic, loving, and caring.
Okay.
I would have to say chain breaker, loving for surely, and responsible.
I would say like reliable, authentic, and unique. What about you though? Like what's communication to you?
Communication can go a long way, so it's not just verbal. It's very important. Like I think it's key.
What are 3 words that your family would use to describe you?
Maybe respectful, honorable, and very humble. What would your 3 be?
I would say my top 3 would be responsible, ambitious, and hard worker.
3 things would probably be understanding, caring, and responsible.
Okay. Based off of those responses, I'm going to go ahead and have you pop one guy's balloon. Oh.
I picked you because you're the shortest one, to be honest. Let me see. Are we the same height?
I think you're a little bit taller.
What's more important to you, money or personality?
Personality.
I like that.
That was a struggle because
Okay.
obviously I don't want to be broke.
What is your definition of what love really is, or if you're a modern or traditional woman?
I feel like everyone's perspective as far as what love is to them is different. I feel like it has a lot to do with how you were raised, how you grew up, because I feel like it molds us low key. And it kind of whether or not if you had a dad in your life, a mother in your life, depending on if you're, a man or woman. If you're a woman, I feel like whether or not if you had your dad in your life or not, that'll determine how you date in the future and vice versa. I have traditional ways based off of how I was raised. There's a lot of things that I took from my mom, but there's a lot of things that I found my own niche in some areas, but I took the good stuff for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Are you a clean person?
I am a clean person. Okay. I'm a neat freak. I have OCD in some areas.
Organized.
Like, for example, I could be messy, but it's still going to be clean. I can clean my whole house, clean my whole room, right? Mm-hmm. But then when it's time to get dressed, I can have clothes everywhere, makeup still left there because I done just jetted out the house, came back to a mess. But outside of that, I would say I'm very clean.
Very nice. Definitely, women got to be,
I'm definitely a very clean person. Cleanliness is priority to me. I want somebody who, if I bring him into my household or I go into theirs, I know that they have certain standards, and like in the process, things might get messy, but as long as you have standards, you'll pretty much be very clean in my book. So
I feel like you always supposed to stay clean. You're always supposed to have those aspects of morals. You clean the inside of the cup, the outside of the cup is also going to be clean. Cleanliness and they say godliness is what they say, right? So you're always supposed to be like that.
Based off of those responses, who are we going to narrow it down to?
I popped his because his seemed more pre-planned. It sounds like he would have a plan, like the day plan, know what to do, hit me up like, hey, are you free this day? I say yes. He got the day planned out already. You seem like a guy that'd be winging it. Not that I don't like that, because I like to be spontaneous sometimes. But yeah. That's why I popped it.
Ishmael, I'll have you come on out. Ishmael, to go ahead and help you narrow this down, did you have any final questions for her?
Your thing about kids, do you want to have kids?
I do.
As we saw on the show, you guys did end up matching. And the question that is on everyone's mind, since you guys have matched, have you gone on a date?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, we did.
We did. Okay. Can you guys let me know how the date went?
It was cool. It was an experience.
Okay.
It wasn't necessarily what I expected. Not necessarily in a bad way, though. So I want to just put that out there. It wasn't necessarily it just wasn't what I expected.
Okay. And in what way?
So initially, I believe we had kind of like went over like what the ideal first date would be. Kind of mentioned like rooftop settings, it kind of it sold me. Rooftop settings. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of smooth, suave.
Right, because you had to pick between two guys, right? And
right.
I had to ask them, okay, if you had to take her on a date, what would that date be? Okay.
Right. It seemed, and I picked his option because it seemed like planned out, rooftop, nice. I was sold, and it just wasn't that. So,
okay. Did you guys go to a rooftop?
We did not go to a rooftop. No.
Okay. So what was the first date? Where'd you guys end up going?
We went to a movie, which is nothing wrong with the movies. Don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with a movie, especially if you're on some chill stuff. I personally would not take someone on a first date to a movie. That wouldn't be a first date for me for a number of reasons. For one, if I were him, I would have hit me up like, hey, look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I got a situation right now. I can't really do much. But look, I want to chill with you. Just know that we finna go to this. We gonna dine in, but it's gonna be at AMC. You can ball out, get whatever you want, all the popcorns and chicken strip fries, whatever you want, pizza cuts, flatbread, whatever you want. But that's all I could do right now. Is that cool? Again, like that's all I was looking for.
Was there anything like that happened, or you saw something that would make you think like, oh, this is all he can do right now?
Yeah, it was just the little things throughout the day. And again, like honestly, I personally thought it was funny, not in a ha type of way, like just funny, like, oh, this dude is wild, and like, why don't he just keep it 100? So first of all, when he pulls up, I wasn't expecting him to pull up in the car that he pulled up in, first and foremost.
Okay.
What was you expecting me to pull up in?
All right, so I was just not that. I just wasn't expecting that. For somebody to be talking and say the bag is there and all of this type of talk.
Go check out the episode and rewind what I said. I said if the personality is there, the bag is there. So go rewatch that. I ain't say the bag was there.
Rewatch it and you gonna say
and I'm getting senses of a gold digger to talk about. That's what
verbatim,
got you.
Oh no, don't trip. Trust me, the bag is there. But anywho, we're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna go back and forth. So now I forgot where I was at.
You're talking about the car he pulled up in.
Oh yeah, I was, and it's nothing wrong with it. It's just not what I was expecting. So he pulls up, and what kind of car do you have?
Honda Accord.
What year is
2008.
Well, anywho, so it was the car that I had like when I was like younger. I think I was like 18 or something like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. One thing we have in common, we had the same car at one point.
Mm-hmm.
He has it or whatever. But then I get in the car and I noticed that, he's like, yeah, I want to play this music for you. He turns up the music, but he ain't turn up the music on the speaker system on the car. He turns up the music on a Bluetooth speaker that's sitting in the middle console of where we are. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
A Bluetooth speaker, a big box Bluetooth speaker.
You know
the big one.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
The real big one.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm like, okay. Well, okay, I guess we rocking with the Bluetooth speaker today. So, okay. So we riding, we bumping his music. Like he said, he does music. So he played his song for me and we're listening to music and the Bluetooth speaker go out.
That motherfucker died.
Went out.
Worst time. And I was in the car looking like, damn. But hey, you know what happens.
It went out. So I'm like, oh, dang, that's the end of the music. So I guess we're going to ride in silence and just listen to the wind. So he's like, nah, you know what? I got an idea. He hands me his phone and he tells me to put the phone up to my ear while we ride. And I'm like, okay. So just listen to the music like this. Okay. I couldn't really hear it, mind you, because of the wind and all the ricochets. I couldn't hear much, but it is what it is. I'm the type, I'm going to adapt. I'm going to adapt to the situation. So I adapted. Okay. Then we get to AMC. And, everybody knows when you park downtown, in the garages, you got to pay for it.
Right.
With a debit card. They don't take cash or nothing like that. Right. Mm-hmm. So he turns and looks at me, and I'm looking at him and he looking at me and he's like, I don't have a debit card. And I'm like, he was like, can I use your is it cool if I use your card? Immediately in my mind, my first initial thought was, why don't you have a debit card? I know there's millions of reasons as far as why he didn't have a debit card. I ain't judging at the fact that this man ain't got a debit card, but I am at the same time. Like, why you ain't got a debit card, bro? So I'm like, okay,
I had
cool.
a debit card.
Sure, you can use my debit card.
I have a debit card. Like
you had a debit card on deck?
I had a debit card on deck. The chip was malfunctioning. I need a new card, but I had a debit card on deck. So let's be real. But anyway, continue.
Oh, because I thought you said that it was something about your job, and that's why something was going on with your job. You just started or something, and you ain't had a debit
card. I mentioned that how my direct deposit has switched, but that don't change the fact that I don't have a debit card.
Okay, well, he had a debit card. The chip was broke. Malfunction.
Yeah, make that make sense. Let's be real, though, but continue.
All right, so he uses, so I hand him his debit card. I hand him the debit card. And then, the total pops up. No, that was after the fact. My bad. I'm fast forwarding. Mm-hmm. Handing the debit card, he swipes it. Honestly, I don't remember if it was after the movies or before the movies when it showed the total. When he initially swiped it and it showed the total, or at the end when it showed the total. But anywho, it just kept sticking in my mind the fact that when it was time to pay the fee, it was like $9 or $11 somewhere around there. And he was just like, oh, they taxing, like he was upset about it. And he was like, oh, but it's cool. We gonna rock with it. But I'm thinking in my head like, taxing. Like, I don't know. It's little stuff. No debit card, taxing, Bluetooth speaker. Everything just started adding up, right? Okay. So then we get into the movies. We're getting the snacks and whatever and all of that stuff, right? I noticed that he grabs some candy. he grabs some candy and he sits it to the side, right? And he scans everything else, excluding the candy, right? So I'm like, I didn't say nothing. I'm just like, I'm all for it. Like, we go to the movies. It's like, look, because I'm all for taking snacks and stuff in the movies. I'm guilty of it. I do it all the time. If we go to the movies, I'm bringing my snacks in the bag. I got my own chips, my own candies. I'm not paying $75,
movie theater price.
Right. But I feel like, you know, the fact that he kind of like sneak tip stole the candy and made me think like, dang, can he just not afford the candy, or did he just, you get what I'm saying? So it's just like, it just all added up. But I'm like, it would have been different if he said something like, hey, look, I'm not paying $5.75 for this candy. We about to steal this candy. And I would have been like, let's get it, put it in my bag or something.
Okay.
Like, but the fact that, you know, it's just little stuff. So you asked me initially, you know, what made me feel that way as far as, you know, if I felt like he didn't have it or not. It was just little situations like that. Okay. And I actually felt bad about like getting snacks and stuff. Like, dang, what if this dude can't, you know, afford the snacks? I feel bad for ordering an extra juice or something, or an icy. Maybe I should just drink water. Like, I don't know. It's an uncomfortable situation. So it's just like I said, at the end of the day, I just was looking for him to just keep it 100. If you don't got it like that, then you just don't got it like that. It's okay. Like, just be honest.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. So, Ishmael, just to give you a chance to, you know, say your piece as well. Let's start off with the card. So it sounded like, was she paying for the date, or what? How did that go?
So much lies, y'all. So much lies. No, she didn't pay for nothing. And I didn't take no damn candy. Like, who needs to steal candy? We all know that when you go to the movies, everything is overpriced. Come on.
And we all know when you go to the movies, AMC, you got to pay with a debit card.
No, actually,
I paid with my debit card. He gave me the cash.
Actually, right? So, but they don't take Apple Pay, and they don't take cash, because she's trying to talk about, oh, she's concerned with me having having money. I had a whole wad of cash on me that night, and I had my debit card, which happened to just malfunction. I had just used it during the day.
Did I use my debit card or no?
You did use your debit card. So what? What's your point though? They didn't take cash and they didn't take Apple Pay, the other two forms that I could pay. And what? You wanted to go do something different? So let me rewind too. Let's start from the beginning with all these lies, right? Okay. First off, she tried to sig on my car, right? You didn't have a car at the time. Secondly, she tries to put it out there like as if she left it for me to choose, when literally you heard her say she gave me her availability schedule. And it was really like nothing that worked out for me. I'm a busy person too. So we literally came to a conclusion together on the phone and decided together. She didn't leave nothing up to me. We decided together. So bullshit. But back to the car, right? Ain't nothing wrong with a Honda Accord. In the show, we can go back to the show. We replay what I said. I said, if you have personality, the bag gonna be there. I didn't say I have the bag. I'm not a broke person, right? But I work every single day. I take care of my daughter. I take care of people as well. My sister. I got a little brother. Like, don't you know? But I'm not no rich person. I never acted like that. I never said that. The fact of the matter that you were intrigued by that is giving me like gold digger vibes. So that's crazy. But ain't nothing wrong with the Honda Accord. You know, everybody has cars. At least I have a car. There's people out there that don't have cars. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. Moving on to the Bluetooth speaker. You know, where I got the cars from Tucson. If y'all live out here in Arizona, you know Tucson's damn near 2 hours away. I do a lot. You know, I work during the day. I barely have time to do a lot of stuff. I'm not going to take a lot of my time to go get a little face. It's like the face for the stereo is missing. So the person who owns the people that own the car, they have it. I'm not going to go out there to travel to get it. They're not going to bring it here. I'm going to take care of that when I have the time. So in the meantime, in between time, I'm from Cali. We make it happen. You know what I'm saying? We do what we do. I got a Bluetooth speaker in the car so that when I do want to listen to music, it's right there. I can listen to it. Because honestly, I drive without music a lot of the time because I just like to think, you know, to have my mind, my space to think. So that's another thing. But as far as bringing up she's worried about me not being able to pay. Like, first off, when we decided to go to the movies, I spent more money at the movies, which was over $110 because I paid for both of us and the movies. I paid for both of us easy, and she chose that nasty ass fucking chicken tenders. I told her not to actually. I'm like, why are you gonna choose chicken tenders from here? This is a movie theaters, but that's what she wanted, okay? Because there's other shit you could have chose. The little pizza thing I had, that shit was fire, okay? AMC doing their thing, okay? AMC and Harkins. I don't really go to the movies, but I heard good things about them, so say what you want. But besides that, I had cash on me. She seen the cash that I pulled out. I was trying to pay the guy with. He's like, oh, we don't take cash. I tried to do Apple Pay because I put my card in and it just malfunctioned. He's like, oh, it's not working. So I'm like, okay, I got Apple Pay too. He's like, oh no, we don't take Apple Pay. I'm like, oh, I got cash. Oh, we don't take cash. So I'm like, damn. So in my mind, I was low key a little embarrassed just because that's not even how I do. But it's like, do that or think of something, go home, don't go on the date, you know? So the fact that she's saying that it was uncomfortable or wasn't what she expected, that was the time for her to make her exit, right? But what she chose to do, sit and watch that movie, sit and eat the chicken tenders. Okay then, let's be real, right? That's what you said, let's be real, right? Okay, let's be real and authentic. Like, that's all I'm saying. Let's just be real, because at the end of the day, we had a real connection, we had a real bond, and I'm a real person. I'm not for the internet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to go viral. I'm not trying to do none of that. I'm real, for real. And I was on the show for real love. And I don't feel like when she was on the show, that's not what she was really looking for. Because she mentions again, she thought I had a bag, and that's why you was attracted to me. Like, come on, like what the fuck?
From your viewpoint, it seems like she was on the show for like the wrong reasons.
Yeah, and then it's like during the whole experience of the date, and then what I literally heard from her mouth was that she enjoyed it. She enjoyed her time. She had a great time. She wanted to go on another date. So it's crazy. We was finna be in there with the Bluetooth speaker on another date. It's crazy.
Anything you want to say in response to that?
It's a lot, but is it worth it? Probably not.
Yeah, because you've been capping the whole time. That's why.
I definitely did not cap, Ishmael. Anything that I said was definitely facts. There's nothing that I didn't say that wasn't facts.
It's how you try to put it though. It's very key on how you put something.
It's how you're
it's
taking
very
it.
key.
It's how you're
it's
taking
not how I'm
it. 'Cause
taking
I'm
it.
being very clear when I speak.
It's very key on how you put
it.
something, y'all.
But let me speak, please, because she asked me a question.
I apologize. Go ahead.
So I just feel like I said, the whole moral to the story is just keep it 100. Keep it 100. Because a person is gonna find out, about you anyways. So it's just like, keep it 100. I wasn't trying to get on this show and bash nobody. I came on this show. She asked me how the date went. I told you how the date went. That's my perspective as far as how the date went. At the same time, I didn't say anything that didn't happen. Everything that I said happened. It was facts. If I hurt your feelings in any way, Ishmael, or
not at all.
If
definitely
you feel
not
played
at all.
in any way, that's not
Oh,
the case.
definitely not at all. I'm a gentleman.
That's not what I do. That's not my character at all. I'm not a gold digger at all. I don't have a gold digger bone in my body, actually. Yeah, at the end of the day, I hold my own. I've been taking care of myself for a very long time. You trying to make it seem like I didn't have a car. Oh, come on, dude. I have a car. I've been having a car, been driving since I was 18.
I said at the
driving
time,
since I was 12, been having a car
I ain't
since I was
making it
18.
seem like nothing.
No, you did though. You insinuated it, but again, it is what it is. Again, I didn't come on here to shoot anybody down or nothing like that. I think that Ishmael is a cool guy. I think he's very cool, which is why it's kind of upsetting that he responds the way that he does. For one, and for two, is just like, dude, just be yourself. If I was in that space, just right now, I'm just not in a space to date someone. I just feel like if you gotta lie, like I said, if you gotta lie about what you have and how you moving, then it's just, you probably should reconsider probably dating at the time. Maybe just just chill or get to a more comfortable space or whatever. Or I don't know what advice else to give other than what I said.
Okay.
But yeah, he said that I asked for a second date. That cap. Because when we were at the movies, this is one thing I didn't mention. When we were at the movies, he asked me if I was gonna pay for the next date. Like, it was like, yeah, so this date is on me, the next one is on you, right? I'm thinking in my head, no, like, that's wild. Like, no, I'm not finna pay for the next date. Like, I don't know, I just felt like it was a wild thing to ask me on a first date. I've never been asked that from a guy before, so it threw me off. So a second date, I never said that. As far as communication, like I said, I think Ishmael is a cool guy. Conversation wise, that's all it.
Yeah, so it's crazy. She keeps saying all this good stuff about me, but saying how her experience wasn't what she thought it. Let me ask you, when we had a conversation, not writing this interview, did you not say that you enjoyed your time with me and that you would like to go on another date?
Again, I did not say another date, Ishmael, because I've already felt uncomfortable with the whole asked me to pay for the next date, and then how the date just went overall.
All right, that's cool.
Now, as far as me having a good time,
you answered the question, so it's
as far as me having a good time,
you answered the question.
I thought that it was cool for what it was. I thought it was cool for what it was. I feel like I would be lying if I said I had a terrible time, but I also feel like I'd be lying if I said I had the greatest time of my life, because it was a movie. Like, how bad can a movie be?
That you wanted to go see that we agreed on. I wanted to take you to the rooftop, but you ain't have time. So it's been a lot of cap, y'all. Like, I don't really do with other cap. Like I said, y'all hear it. She said she enjoyed her time, y'all. Like, it wasn't none of that. I didn't ask her to pay for the next date. What type of stuff is that? Like,
Ishmael,
what? And it's my turn to talk, so let me finish, right? Let me finish, right? Because she's trying to put it out there, like talking about her. She's been doing this. Like, I haven't mentioned anything about that you do or anything like that. But you're still trying to speak on me as far as if you figured something out. And I'm still confused on what you figured out, because if you not got gold digger ways and you didn't think I had a bag, what did you figure out? Like, what? I'm a normal person. I'm a normal person, right? It's not your turn to talk. Let me finish. I'm a normal person, right? I never claimed to have anything that I don't have. Like, what? Like, I said I was an artist. I'm a model. I do different shit. So I have to look good as an image. But but I never claimed to be rich. I never claimed to have a bag. So it's crazy that you claim that you figured something out. I don't understand what you figured out. You straight capping for the internet, and that's, like I said, I'm a real person. I'm not even finna entertain that no more, because y'all can see. Like, she enjoyed herself. Yeah, I had a speaker in my car, whoop-de-doo. My chip on my car malfunctioned. I had cash, literally cash that she saw. And I even had Apple Pay. So, it's just crazy to think that somebody was worried about having to pay and they didn't have to raise a finger to pay anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm very much a gentleman. I don't act like I got everything, like I'm rich. But best believe, y'all gonna see me in the future. I'm gonna have it all. Okay?
So today we actually have Ishmael, and I believe that this is your lady. You want to introduce yourselves?
Yes, the beautiful one and only Mamesarr Sek.
Hey, everybody.
Right. So obviously you had one of the most famous catch-ups. Your catch-up went off. People still watch it to this day. So I want to ask you, that catch-up, how did it affect you?
It just really opened my eyes to the type of woman that, that I really want to secure in my life, for real. Like, I'm not somebody who's about, even though, like I look a certain way, right? Because I'm an artist, I'm a model, / actor too. So I do different stuff. My appearance has to be what sells, so there's certain things that I've acquired over the years to help enhance that. So I'm never misleading or anything. I'm always honest, with anybody that I speak to. People know that I'm not rich or nothing like that, but I'm, I get my money. I'm not broke. Definitely never broke. So it's just, I don't want it to ever be like, me rocking the gold or different stuff like that. And it seems like I'm trying to pose as something like that when I never say like I'm rich. I'm never doing nothing like that. But yeah, dating just it just changed my view on certain women. With the and I'm not even trying to be like stereotypical, right? But just like females, even certain males too, because you got males now that they can get the haircuts and the fake hair and like that. It's just different stuff that where you're altering yourself to look a certain way or to be a certain way instead of just being natural and authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it really heavily focus in on that more than flashy, pretty. Okay, she got her nails done, weave, different stuff like that. And knows about the other certain things, but doesn't know how to cook, doesn't know how to clean. Doesn't know about how to manage money. It's just really opened my eyes to that. And I'm grateful for it. I'm really grateful for it. If anything, So
okay, all right. Well, let's get going on why we're all here. So obviously you found love. Do you want to talk about how you both met?
Well, yeah. The crazy situation is we kind of knew each other before the show. We're in the same working field. She's actually a choreographer and she's a photographer. So she does a lot of different stuff. I'm an artist, I'm an actor. I was doing a little bit of choreography because I was in a couple of different shows. My best friend, shout out to Playground, we was running. And yeah, so we had already been knowing each other about that. But after the show, I remember it was a thing that was talked about amongst all my friends. So everybody that that saw the show, everybody that know me personally, everybody knew what was up already. They knew that it was how the internet took it off and ran with it. But yeah, I would say when was that? It was shortly after the show. I think that I reached out. I think I shot my shot at her. But if you want to tell your side, you can go ahead and speak.
Yeah, we knew each other like here and there, like he said, from different productions, shows, video shoots. And at first, I tell him all the time, like, I didn't really, like, notice. I'm, like, a very kind of tunnel vision kind of person. So, like, if I'm not really talking to you, I don't really notice you too much. Obviously, I knew he was there, and, like, we had mutual friends. So, I knew who he was. And then when the episode came out, like, I wasn't the first to see it, but then I seen it eventually. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's Ishmael. Like, yeah, I've been doing stuff with him. And I don't know, I kind of had like, between watching the video and the comments and everything like that, like I had like mixed emotions because I was like, I don't know, like, I'm never I kind of always play devil's advocate. So I'm like, okay, like I'm trying to figure out why she's saying what she's saying, or I know it's all for TV and YouTube, but I'm like, I know, she's saying what she's saying, he's saying what he's saying, but I'm like, I don't really know either of them like that. But I was like, from what I've known, what I've seen in person, Ishmael, he was always very kind, very, always like, hey, y'all want something, always asking the dancers or anybody, just, what y'all want me to go get? I'm going to get to the gas station. Y'all want something? I don't know. But he's always been very, like, kind, very, like,
Right.
high energetic, as y'all know, like, just a good person to be around. So I was just like, I don't know. It's not really the side I see him, but as we started to talk, I was definitely like, okay, I'm not really sure what she saw in him. I don't know what she expected, but I don't know. He's great.
So Ishmael, how did Pop the Balloon help you? Because you said that the show helped you kind of decide what type of woman that you want to go with, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
can you explain more on that? Like, what type of woman do you look for? How did the show help you, kind of put the pieces together in your love journey?
Being visual and having an open mind when viewing the comments and different stuff like that. I can see the people that were for the internet and just saying certain stuff, but there were honestly people out there giving good advice. That's another good thing about the show. In the comments, if people take the time and to ignore the BS, there's a couple of different things that I read and I seen. Like maybe I could have possibly did better or something like that myself, because that's another thing that I also took from the show. Maybe there was some things that I could have did better. Maybe not like having like the Bluetooth speaker in my car, but that's just.
Wait, can I ask you a
that's
question?
just-
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Where is that Bluetooth speaker? Is it still alive?
Oh, it's still alive, but it's definitely out the car. It's definitely out the car. It's still
Okay.
alive, but it's definitely out the car, man. And
Yeah.
it's very much charged. Okay, very much charged up. But definitely some stuff like that I learned, like I could have done on my part. It was a couple of lies that was told, but just as far as like like I said, the Bluetooth speaker, like I could have definitely did another way. But I'm just goofy like that, like. I don't really take it too much personal. Like it's like a characteristic type of deal. Like if they into that, they not into that. If it ain't their cup of tea, it's not. And it just should have been more speak about, like, or spoken on, or I should even just pay more attention to the signs type of deal. But definitely lessons on my end. But also helping me with deciding with like I was saying before, I'll touch back on with what women to go after. Somebody that's more. Like I said, I'm very much into self, what I'm saying? So being into self, just being knowledgeable about things, about the basic stuff, like to be functional out here in society and move a certain way to where you're growing, you're steadily growing and not being stagnant in areas, I could go deeper in those subjects, but I'll just leave it briefly at that. But money management, being able to manage money, build businesses, build empires like you and Arlette have done, so that's something that's very important, because nowadays working as a team is way easier than trying to go at something alone, even though it's very possible. But especially if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody, it might just be a conversation, or something that you guys tackle and make goals and set different goals to meet and reach, so that over time you can find yourself doing certain things. So it's just different conversation stuff like that, that I wasn't really paying attention to before, that now, especially moving after the show, moving forward, that I did pay attention to and was more open to. And I have no bad energy towards Kalavia. I don't hate her, nothing like that. It's always going to be positive. I actually thank her for that experience, because I definitely gained a lot from it. I thank you and all that as well, and the show.
And I also want to ask you, obviously that catch up was it was like a movie. I feel like if I was to produce a film, like all the events that happened, it was literally like a film, right?
Yeah.
And it was shocking, because it was like, did that actually happen? I want to ask you, do you still have that Bluetooth speaker? Can we see it so we can actually see what it looks like? Because that Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah, I got it. Actually, give me 1 second. I got you.
Let's see this Bluetooth speaker.
Shout out speaker.
Shout out the speaker.
Oh,
that's the Bluetooth speaker, y'all. You feel me? It wasn't no small. That is that big boy.
Wow. So this is a big one. This is a big Bluetooth speaker. Wow. So I mean that will power up the whole car. You don't need no speakers.
Yes. Okay. It wasn't
Right.
no. You feel me? You heard that. You heard him. Okay. And then all my people that's in Cali, from the Bay, area, y'all know how we get down. Shout out y'all, man. I love my people.
You gotta do what you gotta do. So now I want to ask you both, right? What qualities do you both look for in a partner, and what qualities have you found in each other?
What I look for in a relationship. So after years of having lots of interesting talking stages. FYI, this is my very first relationship, so I've
Oh
never
wow.
actually like, had a boyfriend. It like sounds sad, but it's not. But I have like very high standards. Like I'm just kind of someone, I don't really like to waste my time. Like I feel like if I kind of already see where this is going, like he said, I've always been like very, goal oriented, very like, okay, so what are you gonna add to this? Like you don't necessarily have to bring me things or, have all the materialistic things, but like how are you gonna help my mental? How are you gonna help, me get closer to my goals or things that I really love? And also not even like, I'm trying to find a good way to say it, but I also don't look for relationships as to, in a sense, like what can I benefit off of you, if that makes sense, but how can we, flow together.
Right.
And so I feel like just overall in a relationship, I look for honesty for sure. I think one of my love languages, it's not one of the 6 or 7 that everyone know, but I think one of my love languages is when you really feel like you can be yourself, like around me, like when you can really open up and I can provide that environment or space for you to really feel like you can be you. And I say it all the time, I would rather see everything ugly, gray, good, bad about you first, then you feel like you have to fake it, and then down the line, either we both catch feelings or we want to progress, and then now it's like, okay, I didn't see this before, and I know that's how relationships go, but I think in this relationship, he's very honest, he's very upfront, like he's very like, I mean, this is me, and it's never like nothing bad. It's not like a non-negotiable type of thing. Like it's very much so like, yeah, this is who I am, this is my personality. He's a fire sign, I'm a Pisces, so I'm very more so low-key and mellow, and he's very like hype. So in public, like he's more out there. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, like you're too loud. And I'm more quiet and just like to myself, but that's one of those things where it's like we work so well together, like he can bring out, I'm very hyped too though, and I really get to know you, but he brings out really fiery sides of me, and then I'm kind of there to mellow him out, or have him kind of slow down, pace yourself, think about this. So I think we work well. I think I said a lot, but I think too, like, it sounds so basic, but like I love a partner I can laugh with. Like that's just one of my favorite, qualities. Like if we can just really enjoy, life together, time together, be silly. It doesn't have to be serious all the time. I'm just a really goofy person.
That's not basic. That's not basic. You have to be able to have fun with your partner, laugh, all of that stuff, because you have to enjoy each other and have happy moments.
Yeah.
And I feel like you both complement each other very well.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Ishmael, what qualities do you look for in a woman, and what qualities have you found from her?
So the qualities, like I mentioned already, real quick, definitely money management, into self, into growing, not being in a stagnated position, just also being authentic and genuine, you know what I'm saying, and being true to who they are naturally. But definitely the things that I found in her is I'll briefly touch on, like, how she said we flow together well. It's something that doesn't really have to be like really too much effort put into it. It's something like she's into photography, I'm into photography. She's doing choreography, I'm an artist, so all that stuff goes together, flows together. We're also going to be doing a podcast soon too, so that's another thing that we're going to be getting into. So stuff like that just flows. But also another thing connecting, like our relationship is so fun and goofy and adventurous. Like we just go places. We've already been on multiple trips to Cali. We've been on multiple dates. Yes, rooftops have been in there. Stop playing, but we've done a lot of stuff already, you know what I'm saying? So having so much fun and excitement and being able to, like she said, laugh all the time. Like we've had so many nights and days where we just laughing, being goofy. We got different types of videos and pictures of us just enjoying our time together. So I definitely found happiness, that's what I can really say. Like the biggest thing, I found happiness, I found love, like I found I found joy, you know, and I just found definitely a woman that, you know, I know that I'm probably going to be spending the rest of my life with because, yeah, so that's how I'll be rocking. I don't, you know, I'm not here for play. I'm really looking for love. So,
Right.
you know, and I don't see any red flags or anything like that. So, definitely.
I mean, this is fantastic. This is what it's all about, you know, and this is why I wanted to start this type of segment as well, so people can actually start learning from other people's experience, how they, you know, came on the show and they reflected on how they acted, and then they made up their mind on what they wanted. So, obviously, you're an artist and she choreographs, right? How do you feel that kind of affects your profession? Like, for instance, right, musicians, she will choreograph a lot of stuff for different people sometimes, right? How do you feel about all of that? Like, do you both communicate and make sure you're both not jealous of each other's work? Like, you know, you're an artist, she might be jealous because, you know, you have to, you know, do a lot of shows, music videos and stuff like that with different females. How do you both communicate in that aspect?
We have a business. It's called Lay Playground, and that's where we actually have all the different choreographers. The owner is named Tahani. Shout out Tahani. But we work as a team, as a family. So it's crazy that you speak about that. Yesterday, we went to 2 different sets, and definitely she was in the video with different costumes, multiple different costumes. It's never. I mean, I was in the video too. Had a couple of different costumes. So it's never no jealousy, never nothing like that. You know, it's all love. We understand. You know, it's just a great flow, great energy, good times, great memories. You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Like yesterday, I had some pretty exposing clothes on, but I think we just joke about it. Like he just kind of be like, just no, nobody else. You can look, but you can't touch. But also, it's like as an artist, as a dancer, as a photographer. I mean, we kind of have that unspoken thing. Like this is just your work. Like you kind of know, like you know when to cross the line, what makes you uncomfortable. It really all depends on what makes you comfortable and uncomfortable. We both do different things. You know, I still dance with other different, you know, companies, groups. He does his own work. And I'm like, it comes with it. I feel like I obviously know like he's gonna have videos where he's gonna need girls or whatever. And I'll have probably opportunities where I'll have to dance or I don't know, be a little more closer to guys or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It never became like a jealousy thing. I think too, knowing he's an artist, I'm kind of just the type of person to be like, I mean, I'm a photographer, let's collab, let's make this work. Like I know you like visuals, I know how to do visuals, I know you do this. And but yeah, it's kind of easy. I tell him too, like you'll never find me anywhere else, so if you go do something else, I mean, hey.
But if anything came up where you did feel a type of way, you'll both communicate that. And I feel like that's what I see. I feel like you two look like you communicate well because it's all about communicating and understanding each other. If you do not understand each other, then that's gonna be a problem. Like if something comes up, you have to be able to explain each other, you know, explain things to each other and make sure you both understand each other if you was put in that same position, you know. So like for instance, if something does come up in the future with both of you where you feel like, oh, I don't like this, or you know, this, like for instance, you're too close to this female, you're too close to this male, you both can speak about it. Can you both speak about it and communicate? And then the person that, when you speak about it, if that person doesn't like that, are you going to be able to understand that and kind of adjust so that, you know, your partner is happy?
Yeah, of course, always. Like, not a problem, without hesitation.
Right.
You heard what Baby said? You're going to have to 5 feet back.
All right. Well, thank you both for coming on this platform and, you know, just doing the first ever This Person Has Found Love. So it's great to see that you two are doing very good. And thank you everybody for watching, and we will catch you all next time.
It's us. We're vlogging from Lurch Camper.
Look, hers is pink, mine is blue.
Oh my God!
I'll try. You good?
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
I love you. shots.
Come on, take one. Put it back. Take yours.
She's a hypocrite. It's okay.
Yeah, me and baby out here, you feel me, on the young kayaks, you know what I'm saying? Y'all see it?